Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast. My name is Ross. Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast. My name is Ross Benjamin of rbwins.com. It's Thursday, September 29th, and like every Thursday, I'm joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Doug Upstone of DocSports.com. First and foremost, Doug, how are you?
I'm doing very well, Ross. It's another wonderful day. We got October. Now, that's some people's favorite month of the year when they have the colors change and the leaves and all that type of stuff. We don't have that much around here, I can tell you that. But the temperature's starting to cool down. Let's put it that way. So that's one big difference. And so there's a lot to get excited about, though. Baseball. Okay, winding up. Aaron Judge hit that home run last night. So that was pretty exciting, and so a lot of good baseball. I got something to bring up about baseball in just a minute, and then another big card. And what I like, I think everyone agrees on this, is that now we start diving deeper, especially with college football, into the conference play. And the NFL, now we got a little more traction, to understand the teams better. We got some great matchups this weekend.
Yeah, a lot more data to work with. That's for sure. That certainly helps me with my software database. And you know what, Doug? I'm glad for Aaron Judge because that was a heavy burden. He went like 6-7 games, something in that before he hit that number 61. And I wouldn't be shocked if he hits 62 either today or tomorrow. Well, he's not playing today. It'll be difficult to do that, but tomorrow.
Okay, all right. So, but tomorrow. But the thing is, but how much money did the sports books make? For that week.
Yeah,
because everybody was betting them, and stuff like that. And then actually, the most popular thing yesterday was for him to walk. There's more money.
So we have 2 NFL free picks for you to go on Sunday. Doug will be covering the Minnesota Vikings and New Orleans Saints game. That game will be played in Europe, Germany, I believe.
London.
Okay. And I have the winner in the Colts and Titans AFC South showdown. Before I get to that, folks, a friendly reminder. Take the time to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. It's absolutely free. There's no strings attached. There's no hidden agenda. You'll be privy to world-class sports betting experts, not only myself and Doug Upstone, also Jesse Shule, Sean Higgs from picksandparleys.net. Who am I missing? Big Al McMurdy from BigAl.com. So Monday through Friday we tape here. College football and NFL is on the agenda with free picks. But like Doug alluded to, Major League Baseball season is winding down. And we'll have some Major League Baseball playoff free picks as well coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. Hit subscribe while you're there. Subscribe, hit your notification bell, and you'll be notified immediately upon any of our Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcasts going up on this channel. Doug, you said you had something to mention in the way of baseball.
Oh, well, all I can just say this is I've been on a tremendous run, 22-9 this month. So that has been fantastic. 71%, up over $4,400 of profit based on those Docs units. And today only, I have my game of the year. My 8-unit game of the year is going today on Thursday. I got one. I dialed in on it, looked at it earlier in the week, liked the pitching matchup, and all of a sudden everything kind of came together. So here we are, Ross, ready to go on Thursday. That's this Thursday only for the game of the year, and it is a night game. So lots of time for those that see this video and want to participate.
22-9 with his last 31 in Major League Baseball and his game of the year. 8-unit game of the year going tonight, folks. You don't want to miss that. This is a big-time handicapper, and big-time handicappers are successful in big-time games. Speaking of Major League Baseball, I've hit my last 5 in a row, cashed in last night with the Cubbies. How about that, Doug?
5-0 against Philadelphia this year.
Wow. Talk about a team that's trying to blow a playoff position. The Phillies, wow. Who would have thought? But anyway, my site is rbwins.com, and my football season is off to a great start. College football and NFL combined, 27-15. NFL off to a 13-5 start. Folks, tonight, Thursday night, NFL game of the month. And it goes in that Miami-Cincinnati game. You don't want to miss that one because I've started the season 3-0 with my NFL, not only 13-5 overall, but 3-0 with my NFL 10-star top plays. And college football, 2 on Friday, another 4 on Saturday. And college football, 10-4 start to the year, going back to October 30th of last year, 50-36. Both of those records are good for 58%, and that'll make you a lot of money. Anyway, Doug, let's get to the free picks, and you're up.
All right, we got Minnesota and New Orleans, like I said, in London. And for those of you that are West Coasters like myself, that means you got to get up early to get the NFL Network because it's a 6:30 a.m. start on that one. Those slackers like Ross here, the East Coasters at 9:30, they can have coffee, go out and do whatever they can, go have breakfast for goodness sakes. But no, hey, this game, a fascinating game, really, I think. And I'm going to change it up a little bit, give you a little different preview. So, strengths of Minnesota, okay? It's the offense. We know that, okay? We have Kirk Cousins running the show. Got Kevin O'Connell as his new coach. And, boy, they have hit it off really well. This offense with the passing game, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne, along with Dalvin Cook. These guys can score, okay? And they can score in bunches. Now, the weakness, still that defense, still a problem. They're ranked 30th in yards allowed, and they're particularly bad against the run. Last year, they gave up 4.7 yards per carry. They still are. Okay, so that's going to be a problem going into this game. Now, New Orleans, okay, really has, I think you and I talked about this, Ross, earlier, is that, we're kind of high in New Orleans coming into the season. Okay. At least I was. I shouldn't speak for you, but I think you said that. But, they just haven't performed. I mean, really, other than one quarter, which was the fourth quarter against Atlanta, this team just seems a little bit off kilter. And I don't know if it's kind of the same thing like with the Raiders, where the coaching change from a coach that has a great reputation, but maybe isn't a great head coach, Dennis Allen, in this case with New Orleans. I don't know, but boy, if they lose this game this week, they're going to be 1-3. Okay. And that makes it start to get tougher. Not you can't make the playoffs, but it gets tougher. Their offense, okay, or their strength is their defense, but that defense doesn't always play well. Now, in terms of things that aren't good, well, Jameis Winston's problem one. Now, you know what? He gets somewhat of a pass because he's got fractures in his back. Okay, that's a problem. He's trying to work through them. Other quarterbacks that have had the similar injuries have taken time off in the past. He's not. He wants to play. This is his team. Now, the offensive line, too, has been a big problem. They can't run the ball. Their play calling hasn't been great either, Ross. 20 runs, 38 passes per game. That's a recipe for disaster, from that standpoint. So Minnesota opened this game at -1.5, went all the way to -3, and at last look was at 2.5. Now, they were hardly great last week, having to come from behind against Detroit from that standpoint. But to me, I look at New Orleans, I see a team that looks almost exactly like the Raiders, except they're not 0-3. There's no zip in their step. They're kind of looks like they're going through the motions and not playing with much urgency from that standpoint. So until I see something from New Orleans, okay, now this could be the week. I'm not going to say that it's not to be the case, that they could rise up this week, neutral site, all this other stuff. But I think the safer pick, especially now that the number's down to 2.5, is to take Minnesota minus the 2.5 over New Orleans in London this Sunday morning.
There you have it. Minnesota Vikings minus 2.5 over New Orleans in a game that will be played in London. And the slacker Ross Benjamin's time is 9:30 a.m. And the vibrant and energetic Doug Upstone will be up at 5:30 in the morning to have his coffee, eat breakfast, and for that 6:30 p.m. or 6:30 a.m. Pacific time kickoff. Anyway, I'm going to take a look at the Indianapolis and Tennessee game, AFC South battle. And boy, oh boy, both of these teams have got off to disappointing starts, although the Colts do have a bit of momentum after coming back to beat the Kansas City Chiefs at home last week. In doing so, they got their first win of the year. They're now 1-1-1 on the season. I kept saying they were 1-2 earlier. an earlier podcast, because I just feel like if you're a Colts fan and you tie to Houston, it's like a loss. Anyway, it is what it is. They're 1-1-1. The Titans, on the other hand, are 1-2, Doug. Indianapolis right now is a 3-point favorite. Look, this is a battle of two-star running backs with Derrick Henry for Tennessee and Jonathan Taylor for Indianapolis. Here's the problem. Tennessee has not been able to get the running game going. Only 94 yards per game, which is well below their standard, especially when Derrick Henry's in the lineup, and only 3.5 yards per rush. And Doug, I don't think they threaten anybody in the air right now, especially since they traded away A.J. Brown. There's just no vertical deep threat. And teams are stacking the box. And then if Tennessee gets behind, there's such a run-heavy offense that they're not built to come from behind. Indianapolis, on the other hand, although they're 1-1-1, they have played terrific against the run this year defensively. As a matter of fact, the Colts are giving up just 77 yards per game on the ground and 2.6 yards per rushing attempt. On the other hand, the Tennessee rush defense, 145 yards per game on the ground. And get this, Doug, they're allowing 5.8 yards per rushing attempt. That's not going to get it done. That's not a winning formula. Look for Jonathan Taylor to have a big game here. I look for that to open up the Indianapolis passing game. I like Matt Ryan much better than Ryan Tannehill, even though Matt Ryan hasn't got off to a good start. Give him time, folks. Frank Reich is an excellent play caller, and Matt Ryan and him will get on the same page eventually. And I think it might start to show this week. And I also like Indianapolis's wide receivers a lot better than Tennessee's, as I alluded to. And I also think if anybody's running game is going to get going in this contest, it's going to be Indianapolis. I'm going to take the Colts here, -3 over the Titans. And Doug Upstone, he likes the Minnesota Vikings -2.5 over New Orleans. Doug, what's your feeling when a team is -2.5 or less? Do you tend to go with or suggest that viewers or your clients go with the money line in that situation?
Yeah, I know you tend to feel that way more. Yes. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't, okay, from this standpoint, but it depends on location. And because this is a neutral site, okay, if it was a home game, for example, for Minnesota, okay, if that were the case, I'd be more inclined to want to do that. But in this case, neutral site game, I mean, New Orleans should have some urgency here. So no, I'm good with 2.5. Okay, from that standpoint, and just let it be. But I do like your pick with Indianapolis, because Tennessee. Everybody, if you don't know, you should know that offensive line, which was one of the top 5 offensive lines probably for the past 4 or 5 years. Okay, not anymore. Too many injuries. Other age has crept up. They're at best average, and that's why the offensive run game is struggling so bad.
Yeah, and they got nobody on the outside on the perimeter that scares you, So, I mean, until they prove that they could stretch the ball vertically, they're going to have a difficult time, even with Derrick Henry. Look at folks, with Tennessee, we talked about this a long time ago. They were the number 1 seed in the AFC last year, okay? And yet, their regular season win total was at 8.5 before the season started. That should have told you everything. It certainly did me, and they're proving right now that that's the case. They are coming off a win last week at home, so that's a good sign, but I don't think they'll match up in this particular situation on the road at Indianapolis for all the reasons I said. And I agree with Doug. I'm not a Dennis Allen guy. Sean Payton, I think, might have got out at the right time. Again, hindsight's 20/20, right, Doug? But we'll see. And this game will indicate a lot more to us how New Orleans is going to fare this season. So, all right, Doug, what do you got coming up for the weekend that the folks could look forward to?
All right, I'll make it real quick, Ross, here on this one. So I, right before the video, completed my card for this upcoming weekend. I got 11 plays going. So
Wow.
one on Friday, a bunch on Saturday, including a 7-unit play in college football. And then in the NFL, I have a 6-unit play, in college football. I have a 7-unit play in the NFL Sunday. I have a total of 5 plays in the NFL. One of them will be on Monday as well. So got a lot of stuff going over the entire weekend, Ross, and looking for a monster weekend because Saturday starts October.
There you
so
go.
We can go. And I know you do in the radio business and the old days, it's Rocktober. So that's what I'm looking to do, is to rock it for all these football picks this weekend.
You're getting it from 2 classic rock and roll fans at that. Anyway, that's a nice promo there, Doug. You could look forward to me having my Thursday night NFL game of the month tonight. Miami, Cincinnati, folks, 3-0 so far with my NFL 10-star best bets. And also 13-5 to start the season. Friday, 2 college football picks. Saturday, 4 more. And in the NFL on Sunday, at least 4 picks and a big play going on Monday night as well in the NFL in the game between San Fran and the Rams. Looking forward to it, folks. rbwins.com is where you find me. You can find Doug at docsports.com. We're going to make you a lot of money this week. And I know Doug said he was off to a slow start in September, but my money's on him this week. Put your money with Doug Upstone. He's going to make a killing this week, and I'm going to continue the momentum as well. All right, until the next time, for Doug Upstone and Ross Benjamin, we'd like to wish each and every one of you all the very best. Take care and God bless.